So, random decision, I decided to make a video for this account that I haven't updated in a very long time. Opening a Pandora's box of bullshit that I probably shouldn't open, but carpe diem, and I'm bored. So, yesterday was the election, the national election, and I was very naughty and I waited until the last day to fill out my ballot. But I was a good girl in that I did look up information on every measure and every vote and everything like that, and I tried to be relatively informed. Maybe not the most informed, but I did try not to be, you know, spot decision type person. Of course, I voted for Obama. I do support Obama. I know that a lot of people like to say, oh, well, he's had 4 years to, you know, make this the new golden age. How dare he not fix 8 years of bullshit from Bush. But it's also a matter of, you know, it's really cute if you want to vote for any of the other non-primary candidates, but you're really kind of wasting your vote. And, you know, when it's not such a dire duality between the two primary candidates, I can understand, you know, wanting to make a stand by voting for somebody who will never win, but whose policies you like and everything. But this is a very critical election because, let's face it, Mitt Romney is a terrible candidate for presidency. You know, not to get super political, even though this whole video is going to be political, I'm sure, but you know, my biggest problem with Mitt Romney, despite the fact, or beyond the fact that I disagree with his stances on pretty much everything, is the fact that there is just so much information and so much proof constantly surfacing about what a liar he is, and how he is so eager to become president and to be liked that he literally changes his opinion on fundamental issues. Just, you know, I'm against abortion, I'm pro-abortion, I'm anti-gay marriage, I'm pro-gay, you know, whatever, like they say, like flip-flopping. And, you know, when I first started hearing people say, like, oh, he's such a flip-flopper, I was like, whoa, that's stupid, he's a sensationalist. But, like I said, I've been reading stuff, reports and interviews and stuff like that, and he really does. He is such a liar. And, you know, that's really bad to have in a president, because that means basically more than presidents are already. He would be 100% figurehead, and he would just be so easily corrupted, more than he already is corrupted. So, you know, all he has to do is have whoever's in charge of him go, hey, I think you should do this about this issue. And he'll be like, okay! And, you know, that's really, really, really bad. And my camera's focusing weird. Anyway, stupid shadows making me look bad. Anyway, the other things that I voted on that I had some complicated feelings about is does California want to repeal the death penalty, and do we want to label genetic food? So, sorry in advance if I offend you, but I'm just gonna like lay it out there so you can just know my opinion, and if you don't like it, well, luckily you live in a country, unless you're watching this from like Pakistan or something, you live in a country where you don't necessarily have to go to jail for your beliefs. Only if you act on them and they're crazy beliefs. But you can believe anything you want. Anyway, I digress. So, first, the death penalty. I am 100% for the killing of bad people. Unfortunately, the death penalty is not something that immediately takes effect. In fact, quite a while. It takes quite a while for it to go into effect in most cases. Can't tell you the number of people who die of natural causes while they're in jail, even though they're supposedly on death row. And, you know, a lot of people like to talk about people that, oh, they're put on death row and then it's found out that they weren't really the murderer at the time and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, that's tragic when that happens, but first of all, that very rarely happens. And second of all, you know, you can't use figures from 10 years ago today because technology is so much more advanced that, you know, the mistakes of before we don't make anymore. You know, we have fingerprinting, we have DNA testing, and all this other stuff that we can do that more or less exonerates or condemns a person who is already under suspicion. And the other issue with the death penalty is that, honestly, I don't know if the conditions for someone in jail for life compared to someone who's in jail on death row, I don't know if there's any difference, but I would assume not. I would assume they're basically treated to the same 3 meals a day, and, you know, whatever, maybe they're in isolation more or something, but I really feel that, okay, hi, freaking spam bots on AIM. This is why I never log on to AIM anymore. Anyway, I feel that it's really not worth the money that we spend just trying to keep people on death row when they may very well never die because it takes so long anyway. And if there's really not that much of a difference in treatment, then why do we bother? And I kind of lost my thread because of the stupid spam bot. But anyway, so I actually voted yes to repeal it because, like I said, it takes so long for them to die anyway, and I think it'd be better if we took the money that we're spending on death row inmates and, you know, put it towards something that mattered more. What I do think we should do, get my soapbox here, I do think we should make jail a hell of a lot more, you know, punishing. Obviously, I've never been to jail because I'm not a criminal, but unfortunately, a lot of my family members have, and they've given me very detailed reports of what it's like, not to mention, you know, I've read autobiographies and stuff like that from people who've been to jail, and yeah, it's uncomfortable, but, you know, when somebody chops little girls up for pleasure or whatever, in my opinion, you lose your ability, you lose your right to humane treatment. And I know this is totally incendiary, and I'm sure a lot of people disagree, but I think that there's a line you can cross, and once you cross that line, you no longer deserve to be treated, you know, as if you're a person, because you're not. you cross that line. But anyway, but it didn't get repealed, so it didn't matter anyway. And I'm not like going, oh, it didn't get repealed, because, you know, it's a lose-lose situation either way. So I'm sure I'm like one of the only people who voted to repeal it because I think that it would save the state money, not because I have any problem with people getting killed after doing horrible things. And then the other one was the genetic foods one, and this one I'm kind of a misanthrope, and by kind of I mean completely. And the problem I have with the genetic foods, I said not to put labels on them, and the reason is because much as these health food nuts are like, oh, we just want to know what's on our food, man. One, it would require a hell of a lot of money to put labels on all the food. Two, I know people would not be rational about it. They would not look at food and be like, well, this is genetically modified in this sense, but not this sense, so it's okay. They're going to pick something up, see the dreaded genetic, and just, no, they're just not going to buy it, which is going to hurt supermarkets, it's going to hurt farmers, it's going to hurt, like, everybody, because the reality is pretty much everything is genetically modified now, and, you know, they've done so much testing to find out if it's poisonous or not, and so far, not really. No, it's not. And even if it is, you know, it's always a matter of benefits versus drawbacks, and it's like, well, does it cause disease, but does it feed a lot more people, you know? And it's a complicated issue, but people don't like to think. People like to be very black and white, and that's why I feel like if there is a label on all the food, people are not going to spend one iota of a second thinking, well, this is okay, but this isn't, you know? They're just going to completely forswear that much of the food market, and that's just going to hurt too many people. It's going to hurt, you know, like I said, supermarkets and farmers, and, you know, and our economy, unfortunately, is not in a place right now where we can afford to, you know, boycott half our food or whatever the figure is. So, anyway, so that's how I feel about that stuff, and I doubt anyone's gonna watch this video or comment on it or anything, but if they do, hi! Thanks for watching, and I look forward to our dissenting opinions and butting of heads, and I really miss you guys telling me that I'm a horse face and everything like that. My heart bleeds from not getting to hear that all the time, and I'm very sad. I miss you guys telling me that. Unless I have you insulting me, my life has no meaning. Ugh. Okay. This kind of video that I could never put out and hope professional people watch. Ironically, it'd probably be the video that people did watch, because life's funny like that. Anyway, I've done enough rambling. I'm gonna go play Halo 4 now, or Assassin's Creed 3, or Guild Wars 2. I don't know. I'll play something.